Welcome to the Manifestation Babe podcast. My name is Catherine Zinkina, and I'm a manifestation expert, master mindset coach, and multiple seven-figure entrepreneur. I'm obsessed with helping you achieve everything that you once thought was impossible. If you're looking to massively up-level your life, your finances, your relationships, your productivity and success, then you have come to the right place. My goal in this podcast is to help you see the infinite potential within yourself to be, do, and have anything that your heart desires. Think of this podcast as your weekly dose of mindset development to help you maximize who you are and where you're going. Leave it to me to provide you with the tools, the resources, the strategies, and teachings that you need to manifest a reality wilder than your wildest dreams. I know we're about to have so much fun together, so thank you so much for pushing play today, and now let's begin. Hello, gorgeous souls, and good morning from Costa Rica. So I decided to record my last podcast episode that I was supposed to record before I left here in the beautiful country of Pura Vida. So it is now morning time. I just landed last night. I just turned off the air conditioner so that you guys don't have to hear it because it's so freaking loud, but I might get hot and sweaty. So I might regret that in like a couple minutes, but we'll see. So I hope you guys are having a fantastic day. Today's podcast episode is really inspired by something that I have personally struggled with for the majority of this year. And it wasn't until just a couple of weeks ago that I finally had this moment where I realized the answer to my question of like, how do I feel inspiration again? Or how do I feel those feelings that I really felt toward my business or my purpose and what I've been doing, the way that I felt them when I started, right? When I started in 2016, when I started in 2017, and then I felt parts of it in 2018 and not so much in 2019. And I've been very nostalgic to that feeling. And I realized that all year long this year, I've been waiting for new inspiration to hit me like a ton of bricks. And you might be in a similar position where maybe it's not inspiration, but maybe it's another emotion or feeling, like this elusive feeling outside of you that you think is outside of you. You're waiting to just magically appear in your life before you take action from that feeling. And what I mean by this is sometimes you're waiting to feel inspired in order to take action on writing the book that you've been wanting to write. Or maybe you're feeling inspiration to hit you like a ton of bricks for you to finally create the website or create the course or make new friends or whatever it is that's on your list of things that you want to create, attract, and achieve. Maybe you're waiting to feel love before you can finally commit yourself to somebody and love them or fall in love. You know, there could be a slew of different feelings or emotions that are seemingly elusive, like they feel like they're outside of you, when really this realization that hit me was just like, duh, you guys, like I've been talking about this. I just need to apply my own teachings to myself. So for the longest time, I've been saying that waiting attracts more waiting. I tell people all the time when they're waiting for the perfect moment, they're going to be waiting for the rest of their life, and life is going to give them more reasons to wait. So if you're waiting for the perfect moment to start your business and you just keep waiting and waiting and waiting, what the universe then does is serves up exactly what it is that you're putting out. So if you're deciding to wait, then let's say, like, God forbid, a family member gets sick or your health declines or something happens, you know, that prevents you from really starting your dream career or starting your dream business. And so that's why it's so dangerous to wait for the things that you want to create in your life. You do not have to wait. You do not have to wait until you're worthy of them. You do not have to wait for the perfect time because it doesn't exist and you're already worthy. I mean, there's so many things that we wait for, and it's no wonder that, you know, unfortunately, people grow old and they're 90 years old sitting in a rocking chair looking back at their life, and their life is filled with regrets. And oftentimes those people just say that they really wish that they wouldn't have waited. They really wish that they would have done the things that they really wanted to do while they're young. And I don't care how old you are. I know that there's a wide range of ages here, and I know that I am young, or at least on the younger side of even like my own followers. I tend to attract people, in their late 20s, 30s, 40s, and even early 50s. But so I know that sometimes it's like, oh yeah, Catherine, easy for you to say you got plenty of time. But I've been really inspired by people that I've been watching, even my own students or even my own followers who are in their 50s, 60s, who are just starting brand new, because they know that they really do have plenty of time. And what is time anyway? It's just an illusion, right? Time does not exist really. And there are really no rules in this life. So stop putting these weird timelines on yourself or these rules on yourself, and just commit to what can you do today? Simply, what can you do today to get yourself even one step closer to your goals? And so I've been waiting and waiting and waiting, right, all year long for inspiration to hit me, just this feeling that I've been chasing, or this feeling that I've been so nostalgic about, to just hit me like a ton of bricks. And then I realized something. Every single emotion, every single one, is first cultivated from the inside. So if you want to feel a certain way from your external reality, you must first feel that way inside of your internal reality, because your internal reality is what creates your external reality. And then when you choose to feel a certain way, then that feeling attracts more of its physical counterpart in your external reality that just helps you keep feeling that way. And what I mean by this is that when you choose to feel inspiration first, then you attract more inspiration. When you choose to feel love first, then you attract more reasons to love your life or love someone else or love yourself. When you're choosing to feel happiness first, a lot of people are waiting for someone else to bring them happiness or, a change. They're expecting a miraculous change to just occur, sporadically, randomly. And we all know that. And we all know now, especially if you've been listening to this podcast for a while, that nothing happens randomly. Everything is intended, everything is created, right? Everything is served up for a purpose. And so if you're waiting to feel happiness, well, you're going to wait a really long time. So you must first choose to cultivate that happiness inside before you attract more happiness into your life. It's going to be a lot easier for external circumstances to change in your life that give you more happiness if you first choose to feel happiness first. And then let's talk about excitement, right? By choosing to feel excitement first, you also attract more reasons to be excited. Those people who are genuinely inspired and excited by their life, and they're happy and they're just so in love. Like, those people that just radiate such good, positive energy, and you cannot help but be magnetized to them. It's not because, they're the lucky ones or they're the chosen ones and the universe is just blessing them with this good energy and they're any different than you. No, it's just that they have cracked the fucking code. And the code is that you must first become the magnet before you attract everything that you want into your life. And if you are waiting to feel inspired in order to take a different action, you are unfortunately never going to create anything. And even the best of us, get stuck in this cycle, right? I hear this all the time from authors, suffering from creative block or writer's block. I hear this from people, who are podcasters who all of a sudden run out of topics to talk about, and they're just like waiting for inspiration to hit them. And, that waiting, of course, will only attract more waiting. So what did I do? What did I decide to do differently in the last couple weeks? Obviously, I have been away traveling the world, and this is a realization that I kind of hit me like a ton of bricks while I was away, and it really brought in more of that inspiration back into my life, because I realized absolutely nothing can bring this inspiration to me. Absolutely nothing outside of me can make me feel inspired the way that I can make myself feel inspired. And then external forces can change from me recreating my internal reality to then bring even more of that inspiration my way. So what I did is I started to cultivate inspiration within me, and I started to purposefully look for things that inspire me. And it doesn't have to be anything complicated. It can just be like looking at nature. Like nature can be very inspirational for some people. Even like watching or learning from people who are 100% living their purpose and just, killing it, they can be very inspiring to look at. Or, even listing reasons why, for me, for instance, my business inspires me so much. Sometimes we just forget, right? We're expecting this huge asteroid to just hit us, right? We're looking for this, like, it's got to be huge or I'm not going to notice it. When we realize that we are missing so much by not taking account of all the little things that are right in front of us. And so I started to list reasons why my business currently inspires me so much. And thankfully, I've realized that there's a ton of reasons that I have completely forgot about, or at least took for granted, right? And I also, and this is something that all of us can do, and it depends, whether you're looking for inspiration or happiness or love or whatever emotion that you're looking to create within your body, right? That's available to you. One of the easiest ways to actually physically feel that feeling now and realize that it's just a state, and a state can be felt in an instant, and it's just a choice to feel it, is by closing your eyes. And this is something you can literally do in like 2 seconds. Close your eyes and think back to a time in the past when you felt that emotion previously. And so, for instance, if you are looking for inspiration, well, go back to a time when you felt really crazy inspired. Like you couldn't eat, you couldn't breathe, you couldn't sleep. Like you were just so high off of life working on something. And it's almost as if like the universe was just delivering you this stream of excitement. And, everything just feels so new and so fresh and so inspiring. Go back to a time when you felt that way in the past. So for me, instantly, I go back to moments in like 2017, 2018, even 2016, when I was working my 9-to-5 job, right? And although my current reality really sucked, right? But it's not just about that reality. It's about the feelings that you felt about that reality. And in that reality, even though I was working a 9-to-5 job and my business wasn't making very much, I just remember that the feelings that I felt when I was on my lunch break, working on my laptop, taking courses on like how do you create a website, or learning how to create a course, and figuring out what I want to teach my new students that I don't have yet, but are somehow coming, right? And I go back to that moment of just hope, like pure raw inspiration of possibility. It really reminds me of this feeling of like pure possibility. When you're gifted with a new beginning in life, or when you're starting something new, it's just that feeling that you feel that we often take for granted, or we think that it's going to last forever, not realizing that it's our responsibility to constantly cultivate it inside of us. And so I go back to that feeling, and I relive that memory for just a moment until I can actually feel that feeling inside my body. And then I'll anchor it in. And anchoring is an NLP term where you just anchor an emotion or feeling to, like, for instance, a touch on your body, or a smell, or it can be something that you see, like a color. You can anchor emotions to color. And what I would do is I'll feel inspiration, and then I'll just touch my ear or touch a part of my hand that doesn't get touched very often. And just as I'm feeling that feeling and as I'm touching my body in that certain way, what it ends up doing is actually locking in that feeling into my body. And it does that on many different levels, but it just works so beautifully. And then whenever I am looking for inspiration, all I got to do is touch my ear, or all I got to do is touch this part of my hand to evoke those emotions. And even if you're not understanding what I'm talking about, obviously it's easier for me to show you like in person or in a video, but for you, it's just so simple to anytime like you start work, or you start a new day, or you start a new project, or you are maybe like really bored of what you're doing. A very easy thing to do is just to close your eyes for just a moment, go back to a time when you felt that emotion before, relive it real quick, really feel that feeling bubbling up inside of your body until it just like you are that emotion, you are that feeling, and it's actually real happening right now. And when you realize that it's just a state that you can cultivate, within an instant, then it's very easy for you to feel inspiration. It's not something that is so elusive anymore. It's just something that you cultivate inside of you. And I see way too many people operating from circumstance. And unfortunately, as I mentioned before, they wait their entire lives for a force outside of them to influence their life before they realize that this whole time they've been influencing their life. There's nothing outside of you that's influencing your life, you guys. It is 100% you. Okay? So if you're lacking inspiration, this is the missing link. Choose to become inspiration, and it cannot help but find you. And the universe cannot help but give you more reasons to feel inspired. So that's what I've been doing. That's been my aha moment. That's been my takeaway. And I just wanted to share that with you guys, because especially as we enter a new year, of course, it's very easy to feel excited about a new year, but we're still in December, at least while I'm recording this episode. And so for some of us, depending on what happened this year, you might be feeling a little beat down. You might be feeling a little disappointed. You might be feeling, a slew of different emotions and feelings. And so I wanted to help you. And this is like such a simple thing that you can do today, and hopefully it helped you. And of course, as always, let me know by tagging me on Instagram. Take a screenshot of this podcast episode, tag me at Manifestation Babe, and let me know what your takeaways were, or your breakthroughs or aha moments. And as always, I appreciate it every single time you guys share this podcast, whether it's with your audiences or even a friend or a family member or a group of girlfriends. It doesn't matter to me. I'm just so thankful and so grateful for you. And also, I'm still, and this is, it doesn't matter when you're listening to this podcast episode, I'm still giving away a free manifestation hypnosis in exchange for a review on my podcast. And I'm not asking for a 5-star review. I'm asking for an honest review. And if you love this podcast, please share your thoughts with me. Leave a review, screenshot that review before you send it in, because then it goes away into the abyss of iTunes for a couple days before it shows back up. And then you have to search for it, which I don't want to make you do. Just take a screenshot right away, right when you finish typing it up, and send it to my team, hello@manifestationbabe.com. Again, that's hello@manifestationbabe.com. And my team will send back a link to the free manifestation hypnosis with instructions on how to use it, just as a thank you gift for being so kind and considerate of leaving your feedback for the podcast, and of course, inspiring other people to listen to it too. All right, you guys, I'm going to go ahead. It's time for Rhythmia. It's time for ayahuasca. It's time for an unknown world. It starts today. I don't know what to expect, but I cannot wait to share with you guys what I experienced. And I hope you guys have a fantastic day, fantastic week, and I'll catch you guys in the next episode. Mwah. Bye. Thank you so much for tuning into today's episode. If you absolutely loved what you heard today, be sure to share it with me by leaving a review on iTunes so that I can keep the good stuff coming your way. If you aren't already following me on social media, come soak up the extra inspiration on Instagram by following @ManifestationBabe or visiting my website at manifestationbabe.com. I love and adore you so much and can't wait to connect with you in the next episode. In the meantime, go out there and manifest some magic.